Have you ever stood in a room where someone's arrogance cut through the air like a blade? That moment when you feel your jaw tighten. You want to respond, but something inside tells you to stay silent. Now imagine if, instead of silence, you had 5 simple phrases so calm and powerful that they could completely disarm that arrogance without you ever raising your voice. Because true power doesn't shout, it stays centered, and that's exactly what the Stoics mastered. Welcome to the Stoic Tide, where we learn how ancient wisdom still conquers modern chaos. Like, share, and subscribe, because today you're going to discover 5 Stoic phrases that leave arrogance speechless. And the last one, it's so powerful that people often don't know how to respond at all. Let's begin. Phrase 1. You have a right to think that way. Arrogance feeds on resistance. It craves argument, confrontation, or ego battles. But when you calmly say, you have a right to think that way, you starve arrogance of oxygen. You're not agreeing. You're simply refusing to fight. The Stoics called this removing the fuel from the fire. Epictetus once said, "No one can harm your mind without your permission." By using this phrase, you keep your peace, and the arrogant person suddenly realizes they've lost control. Picture this. A coworker throws shade in a meeting, waiting for you to explode. You simply smile and reply, "You have a right to think that way." The silence that follows, that's victory and calm, quiet, absolute. Phrase 2. That's an interesting point. You've given me something to think about. This phrase is a psychological trap wrapped in kindness. The arrogant expect confrontation, but when you show curiosity instead of anger, they lose their footing. Seneca wrote, "There is nothing so arrogant that it cannot be softened by reason." When you say, "That's an interesting point. You've given me something to think about," you transform conflict into reflection. No sarcasm, no mockery, just pure composure. The arrogant person, used to hammering others down, suddenly finds themselves without an opponent. In that instant, you become the calm eye in their emotional storm. You don't fight for dominance, you quietly take command. Phrase 3. I'd prefer to hear more before I respond. Now this is pure mastery, because arrogance thrives on speed, on your quick emotional reaction. When you pause and say, "I'd prefer to hear more before I respond," you introduce something the arrogant person fears most: patience. Marcus Aurelius said, "The power to live well lies in choosing how we react." That's exactly what you do here. You control the pace, the tone, the entire dynamic. The one who rushes loses control. The one who listens owns the room. So next time someone tries to dominate the conversation, slow down time itself. Let them speak. And when the silence returns, they'll realize you were in command all along. Phrase 4. It's interesting how everyone sees the world differently. This one is elegance in disguise. You don't confront. You don't mock. You simply place a mirror in front of arrogance. The arrogant person believes their opinion is truth. But when you respond with, "It's interesting how everyone sees the world differently," you shatter that illusion, gently, without insult. Epictetus reminded us, it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of things. Every opinion is just a reflection of the mind that holds it. Imagine someone forcing their views at a family table. You smile and say this line. Instantly, the tension softens. The others in the room feel your control. That's Stoic power. No shouting, no pride, just quiet strength that commands respect. Phrase 5. If that makes you happy, then that's fine. This is the finishing move, the final blow that ends the arrogant game completely. When you say, "If that makes you happy, then that's fine," you refuse to give their ego what it craves: attention. The arrogant want to prove something, to win, to dominate. But when you respond calmly, you reveal the truth. Their arrogance isn't confidence, it's a plea for validation. Marcus Aurelius taught, "Nothing has power over us unless we give it importance." So when you give their pride no importance, it collapses under its own weight. Imagine that coworker bragging endlessly just to feel superior. You smile and say, "If that makes you happy, then that's fine." In that moment, everyone sees who's truly in control, and it isn't them. Each of these phrases carries the same message. Power isn't in volume, it's in composure. When you say, "You have a right to think that way," you rise above That's interesting. You've given me something to think about. You take control. I'd prefer to hear more. Before I respond, you lead with patience. It's interesting how everyone sees the world differently. You reveal wisdom, and if that makes you happy, then that's fine. You win without fighting. This is the heart of Stoicism. Mastering yourself, not others, because whoever rules their own reactions rules every conversation. If this message resonated with you, remember, like, share, and subscribe to the Stoic Tide, where timeless philosophy meets modern life. Together, we rise above noise and learn the calm language of strength.